what's going on, homies? It's your boy Stumped back from the OPTC video, and in today's video, we're taking a look at Dory and Brogy, the Giants, over here in some PvP, alongside the new Shanks over on the Slasher-based team. And look, it hurts my soul, but Slashers are starting to drop off, man. They are starting to fall. How the mighty have fallen. They're still very, very good. Like, don't get me wrong. They're probably still like a top 3, top 4 team. This particular build, I'm not super sold on, but I just wanted to sort of bring like the best Slasher characters I could alongside Dory, Brogy, and see how they actually operate. Obviously, we want to see how Shanks goes as well, but Dory, Brogy, they bring a lot of power to the Slasher team. They give themselves a lot of cooldown, which is great, and they have the ability to provoke halve stats, which is a very, very nice ability for Slashers to have. Now that a lot of teams are very bulky, and like the damage that S-Hawk and Roger and Whitebeard isn't exactly cutting it in terms of taking down some of these bigger teams like Dex and even Quick now. The in-team can definitely tank them and stuff like that too. So it's nice to have a unit that can apply this sort of half stat ability to allow you to just hit very, very hard with some of your other characters. Namely Dory and Brogy, really. Like, they hit actually really, really hard. As you can see there, 8,000 to 9,000 damage is really nice. Of course, it's not like what S-Hawk is doing with his 14,000, but like S-Hawk is going through defense, so you got to remember that. But over here in the Rumble game mode, Dory and Brogy are going to give Slasher or Strength teammate. So you can run him either on the Strength team, or you can run them on the Slasher team, and they are still going to give everyone buffs. They give level attack up, HP up 6, and then they just give Slasher teammates speed up level 6. So ideally, you want to run them on a Slasher team or like a Strength Slasher kind of build. And you can do that with like Odin, K-Dad, Ryza, Shinobu. Like, you do have options when it comes to Strength Slasher characters, so just be mindful of that. If you then have a Shanks, Beckman, Yasop, Lucky Roo, Monster, Bok Pump, basically any of the Shanks Donnies that doesn't include Uta, he then gives himself level 4 CT and level 4 defense. So this is a great way to run this character in the middle. I do think that S-Hawk is still like your middle character, especially with Shanks buffing int and Slashers like as like separate units. Same with obviously S-Hawk. So having like more power on S-Hawk, honestly, like Shanks should probably be in the middle, push out Zoro Sanji. So that way, you're protecting those units a little bit more. But this extra CD is great because they are on a 36-second cooldown, which is absolutely massive. And with like Shanks coming onto the team, with Dory Brogy coming onto the team, you do lose a lot of cooldown reductions. Like, the characters that I just sort of had to like take off were Cracker and Odin. Now, CD's great and all, but when you're going really, really fast and the team isn't really killing anything anymore because you don't have that extra attack buffs, you don't have like that extra speed buffs, you don't have the bulkiness to withstand anything if you don't take out the team, nowadays it can definitely be a hindrance. But remember, Dory Brogy are giving themselves level 4 CD. It's just a bit of a shame that the rest of the team isn't actually getting that. We do obviously still have Zoro Sanji for their haste ability, which is great. You could definitely replace Zoro Sanji on this particular team. I think their passive is just insane. Their special is ridiculously powerful. But if you wanted that CD reduction, you could definitely bring in something like Odin. You could definitely bring in something like Cracker, just for that extra 6 CD instead. And that's definitely something that you could do to make the team operate a little bit faster. But at the same time, like, most of the time you are getting your specials off within the first 30 seconds anyway. So unless you're going up against some really speedy teams, maybe some other speedy Slasher builds, something like this Powerhouse team actually moves really, really fast. Unless you're going up against those ridiculously fast teams, there isn't really a need to have that kind of CD. You only want to have CD if you need to counter CD. That's sort of what I've been finding. And if you don't have to use CD to jump the enemy, you can sort of get away with providing the team with extra bulk, with some extra speed, and some extra HP, which is very, very crucial nowadays over in Rumble. Having as much HP as possible does seem to be very, very crucial. As you can see, Shanks sitting at 29 HP is massive. I believe, yeah, S-Hawk is as well. So, again, having those two characters in the middle are going to be much, much more beneficial to your team rather than having Shanks on the wing. So, just be mindful of that. We did go up against this particular Powerhouse team because I wanted to showcase like how fast it can move and how scary it can be. We do manage to get the win because our bench does have a lot of depth with Brook, Cat Viper, and then Shiki if you do go up against any Slasher characters. Like, this team only has Pell, and Shiki just absolutely decimates Pell, which is exactly what we needed to sort of just like take away a passive. However, Dory and Brogy have a very, very powerful special. As you guys saw, they have the ability to do half stats earlier. At level 10, they target enemies within a large horizontal range for 4 times their attack. Target strength type teammates for attack up level 5. So obviously, like, that buffs themselves, and then they give Slasher teammates attack up level 5. So they're giving themselves level 10 attack, and any other strength Slasher, they're giving level 10. So again, if you could run them over on a strength Slasher team, like, you're probably doing some really, really fun stuff. The problem is trying to find, like, a Shanks Donnie on that team is going to be very, very challenging. On top of that, though, they're still giving a level 5 attack buff to the entire crew anyway, because, like, on this team, we are running a Slasher build. And as you can see, if the team doesn't have that much, like, insane bulk, and they do get slapped with that half stat ability, Dory and Brogy are going to just pick off units. They're going to hit very, very hard. They're going to do a lot of damage, and they can definitely tear through lineups. Problem is, going through defense is just still way better in my opinion. As for the rest of their special, as long as you have a Shanks Donnie on the team, you are then going to where is it? Yeah. If you have any of the Shanks Donnies on the team, you're gonna halve defense for 100% chance for 10 seconds, and then apply 2 times their attack in damage. So this realistically goes up to like 4 times again because you are halving defense, but then it just allows the rest of your team to hit ridiculously hard. If you have characters like Brook coming in off the bench, Cat Vibe coming off the bench, they're all going to hit ridiculously hard through this defense. On top of that, you still have the Dory Brogy shot. So and all the normal attacks as well. So that's going to be an upside. Again, if you run something like Cracker or Odin as that slot over Zora Sanji, you running something like Odin would probably be best because like then you're getting a lot more strength slasher support. I might actually just try like doing like a strength slasher video. Let me know if you guys want to see that in the comment section below, and we'll work on that because that could be a little bit fun. There are a lot of strength slashes, and I feel like Dory and Brogy are really going to shine over on that team. But for now, we'll have a look at them on the slash team. It's going to be like a combined video for Shanks as well. I think that the Psy Shanks is probably going to see a little bit more play. And if you do have the Psy Shanks on the team, that's going to help out with your cooldowns as well. You could definitely run Psy Shanks as the Insight Shanks option. And then maybe run Cracker for some cooldowns, get the 20% cooldown, and then you can do some fun stuff that way. That would most likely be a better build for this team. But look, we got a new shiny unit, man. I want to use him in the game. So Shanks' 5,000 fixed damage can be very, very valuable as well. He provides a lot of bulk, and he makes S-Hawk just absolutely crazy, who is one of the shining lights on the team. Plus, the team becomes int at the back end as well. So if Shanks does hang around, and you have Cat Viper and Brook come in, he's providing a lot for those characters too. And as you can see, like, they can actually hit very, very hard. They do really, really good work at the back end of a fight for you as well. So all in all, I'm a big fan of what Dory Brogy's doing. I'm just a little bit sad just because slashes are starting to fall with the rise of Dex, even with the rise of Blackbeard, or Int, I should say, like definitely Int. Even with the rise of Blackbeard elevating other teams like Quick teams and other Dex teams, obviously his own Int team, and seeing what they can do now in Rumble, it does just make me a little bit sad to see that stuff like slashes have sort of fallen down. Honestly, to about 4th for me. They're around 3rd or 4th in terms of best teams in the game. Strength have also fallen. You could do some fun stuff with Blackbeard over on the Strength team if you want to make powerhouse builds. But the big one for me is just noticing other teams being able to tank stuff like S-Hawk, other teams being able to roll back specials, and even with the speedy slasher build, still not being able to compete with the speed of something like Cross Guild and Smoothie over on Quick. And what's the CD reduction that Usopp and Blackbeard is providing too. So, all in all, Brogy Dory are fantastic. Shanks is fantastic. They're great options for slasher builds. But nowadays, like, slasher you just can't really cut it with the meta anymore. Like, it still is the meta, don't get me wrong, but like, you can't really cut it with the top 3 teams. Which, again, makes me quite sad. But let me know what you guys think of Dory Brogy in the comment section below. Would you rather run something like a strength slasher team? Would you rather run them over here on slashers regardless? And how do you guys feel about Shanks? Do you think he's better than the Psy Shanks? Or do you think the Psy Shanks still takes the cake as the best Shanks over here on the slash team? Like this shot here is so crazy. Like, the half stats right there is so good. And then it's only for defense, which sucks. I mean, I just wish it was half stats in general. But still, like, allowing you guys to hit a lot harder with these specials is definitely going to benefit your teams. But hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, let me know down in the comment section below. While you're down there, belt the like button, hit the subscribe button, do all that good stuff. Most importantly, wherever you guys are in this beautiful world, please remember to enjoy the rest of your day. As always, homies, thank you all for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next one.